Black immigrants are more successful than Black Americans because they outwork us. I said it.
I know you guys hate to have honest conversations, so I know you guys are gonna come into my comments and just talk nonsense. But before I even start talking about what I want to talk about, just hear me out. Hear me out.
Immigrants in this country work harder than Americans in this country.
When Africans come to America, they're busting their behinds to get degrees, become doctors, lawyers, and stuff like that. So when Africans look at African Americans, they're like, these people have credit cards. We don't even have credit cards. These people are not even working, and we come here, we busting our asses, and now we're doing this. We're now six figures, and these people have all these years to become all these great jobs and careers.
That is an absolutely diabolical claim to make. I mean, she sat there and said that I guess Africans are saying that we don't work. They come over here and then they get all these degrees and they, to become a doctor and a lawyer and blah, 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 blah. And what I noticed about a lot of African immigrants, or just immigrants in general, it's not even always just the Africans, they only like to compare themselves to a certain demographic of Black Americans. Like, they only pay attention and focus in their vision the stereotypical Black American that they either see on TV or that they read about or that they gossip about. They only pay attention to those Black Americans, to the ones that are living in poverty. They never pay attention. They never make mention to the multitudes of Black Americans who are very educated. Black American women are very highly educated. I know so many nurses. I know Black millionaires personally myself that live here in Cleveland. I have friends that make money into the six figures. So it's like, they only want to pay attention to the ones who are doing less than they are.
Yeah, this is the conversation. It's like, y'all have all this time to get free money, free loans, and we don't get that back at home.
Yeah, but y'all get that when y'all come here, though.
Exactly, and guess what? We're right here, and y'all are still here.
There's a lot of...
It's like, once again, another just absolutely diabolical statement. Like, we're up here and you guys are down here. Who are you comparing yourself to? Why can't you compare your numbers to our millionaires? Why don't you compare your salary to our millionaires? Make that comparison. And then there's a massive gap between the number of Black American, natural born Black Americans that live in this country, 40 million plus, than actual sub-Saharan African immigrants. There's a huge difference. Everybody from Africa doesn't come over here. Like, everybody is not going to be successful anyway. Like, I don't understand. It's almost like they feel like in order for them to elevate or to feel above, they have to put their foot on top of us and try to put us down lower so they can feel higher. That's what it sounded like to me. And like, I've been to West Africa before. I went to Ghana before, right? So I've seen firsthand the differences in a lot of the lifestyle, the poverty, and things like that. And when Black Americans go and visit like African countries, they're not coming back over here telling each other like, man, those Africans, man, they lazy, man. They countries they got slums all over. They don't even have electricity that runs all day. They don't even have air conditioners. Their running water doesn't stay on. It doesn't stay hot or whatever. The pipe systems are fucked up. Half the time you can't find a damn public bathroom. Like, they're not coming back here complaining. They're coming back here like, wow, the food was amazing. It's natural. The people are friendly. It's cool. But they could easily do what y'all do what the Africans do, come over here and pick and pinpoint all of the negatives and say, oh, well, Africans, they're all lazy because their country is fucked up because they never, pulled themselves up by their bootstraps after colonialism, after the Europeans left or whatever. Like, they could easily just say that, but that's not a fair statement because you don't have the full story. So that's the reason why when Black people and from America visit like African countries, third world countries, they're not coming back and talking all that shit because they know that there's a big piece to that story. There's a lot of history there that we really can't speak on. But yet when they come over here, they feel like they have something to prove and they feel like, oh, well, I guess they're better than us because she was saying another part of the video.
Black Americans are in their own bowl as well.
That's what I'm saying. That's why Africans feel that way, because they feel like because you don't know where you come from, which is not by fault by Africans.
We know where we come from. We come from America, just like Jamaicans.
I guess it's just more.
You know, we already know our culture and we know where we come from and blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just very disingenuous, I'll say.
Here's why every other race in America is doing better than black people in America. So I just did an audit, and I looked at all of the students I have when it comes to me closing their deals, learning about business development, them being interested in gaming and AI and everything like that. And do you know that only about 8 of them are black? Everyone else, like this guy, this is Fuzzy, he's Saudi Arabia. I had people from Africa. I had people from Australia. I had people from Rome. I had people all over the place, and it's not that many black people. And these black people who are inside of my community, when they try to tell other black people, like, yo, this is an opportunity for us to get our shit together and build together, guess what happens? Black people say, it seems like a scam. It's too much work. That's why every other race can come here and do better than us here. Due to the fact that we don't stick together, we fuck each other's shit up, we fuck our own shit up, and then when it's time and an opportunity for you to be able to take advantage of everything, you don't take advantage of shit. You make excuses. Oh, I got a lot of things going on in my life. But then on Friday, you at the club celebrating failure. I gotta wear stupid shit like this for me to be relatable to you. If I'm not in my backyard doing TikTok dances, maybe I should just go do some cartwheels and shit like that. Maybe you'll feel like I'm one of you. But because I'm saying, hey, you can do better in your life by being better, it's not being a victim and no one's oppressing us and no such thing as white privilege and stuff like that. You feel like, oh, he's attacking us. Oh, he's a part of the white party, whatever the fuck. I don't understand none of this shit that you're saying in my comments. I'll be honest with you. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't speak Weakanese. I don't speak that shit. The data that's in my students explains exactly why. Do you know that yesterday I talked about raising $100 million and all the black victims found the way to play victim? None of them asked me, well, how do you do that? I didn't go into anything, which is my fault too, by the way. White people asked me, hey, I want to learn. There are a few white people that hit me up. Some Indian people hit me up. Some people said, that sounds like bullshit. I can understand. I didn't show anything. The thing about it is, I didn't have to show anything for the white people. I didn't have to show anything for the Indians. They were curious. They contacted me. Black people play victim. That's crazy.
You're a victim.
Here we go.
Black immigrants are more successful than black Americans because they outwork us. I said it. Now, I have seen this over and over and over again. If I'm dealing with a black person in any sort of business capacity, you're dealing with people who do not show up on time. You're dealing with people who do not treat their business like a business. They treat it as like, some side project and, you just broke, man. And, I don't have to give you good service. I don't have to be on time. I don't have to show up like a true professional. Now, black immigrant business owners are very different. They are very hardworking. They show up on time. They come to America with the mentality that they're going to come here and work and build something, whereas black Americans, and yes, I am 100% foundational black American from slaves, okay? That is how black American I am, and I will tell you that black Americans have a very entitled mindset. We're always waiting on somebody to do something for us. We are always waiting on government handouts. We are always waiting on somebody to do something for us. And when we get positions and when we actually have businesses, have companies or whatever, 9 times out of 10, they're run terribly. I have had some of the most terrible experiences that you can ever have when deciding to deal with black American business owners. Now, don't hate the player, hate the game. Don't hate me for saying what is really real. Black immigrants are outpacing black Americans because they outwork us.
I know you guys hate to have honest conversations, so I know you guys are gonna come into my comments and just talk nonsense. But before I even start talking about what I want to talk about, just hear me out. Hear me out. A lot of you guys use the diaspora to show how xenophobic you are and how colorist you are and how classist you are to the African people, especially the African in diaspora. For people to sit here every 3 months and come on this app and talk about how it's so not fair for black American women or black American people to be excluded in fashion spaces and media, and all the Africans are taking up all the jobs and all of this. Do you not understand how crazy that sounds as a black person, as a black American person? Like, do you not see the problem in that? Because one, first and foremost, I want to say this. I've lived in America for about 18 plus years. I'm South Sudanese, I'm East African. I also live in New York City and I model here. And before I go any further, I want to say this. We need to have an educational conversation about this. Every time that I have any type of casting or privileges to be even in these spaces, I do not forget that there are a lot of African American black women who actually paved the way for any and every person of color, especially dark-skinned black women from East Africa, who are now thriving. You guys are misdirecting your anger towards the model when in reality the shift needs to happen somewhere else. The models do not have a say on how they're selected or who selects them or what is even, like, you just go to a casting and they cast you. Why would you guys sit here and be as ignorant as you guys, and I say ignorant because Jay Vasarski, I've been following you since we were younger on Twitter and I always loved your comedy. However, every month you guys get on this app and just talk crazy to the African diaspora, and the diaspora award that started every 90 days on this app is ridiculous, is ignorant, and we need to sit down and have a conversation about it. Because what do you mean all the African people are taking all the modeling jobs? And what do you mean the beauty is being taken away from black American and are given to Africans? That is insane. Do you understand that I actually probably, like a black American is probably more related to a West African person than an East African person is related to a West African person? Do you understand that? I am so livid and I'm so annoyed that we never have educational conversation. We're just here rate baiting. We're just here talking crazy nonsense about things that are not even in our control. Let's do better. Let's all have a conversation. Let's all talk about it. The diaspora wars are getting ridiculous. Also, the black bodies, we all need a conversation about that because, baby, we are all family. Also, by the way, you could have your opinion without being disrespectful and you could say, hey, I just don't know. Can you educate me? Instead of coming on here and starting stuff. Like, let's grow up.
Immigrants in this country work harder than Americans in this country. You don't like what I have to say? But the fact is, immigrants are coming to this country doing the jobs that Americans refuse to do because they feel like as if they're too good for it. But meanwhile, immigrants, whether they're legal or not illegal, are being called criminals because they just want what you have. They want the American dream. Illegal immigrants aren't coming into your house and stealing your food or stealing your kids' toys. No, they're coming here and working their butt off. The truth is that immigrants, and illegal immigrants especially, are less likely to commit any kind of violent crimes. There are statistics showing that immigrants cause or create less crime than actual citizens. Why? Because they're afraid of being detained and deported out of the country. So when you call immigrants criminals, what are you talking about? Because these people are here working their butt off, trying to do better for their families, trying to do better for their livelihood. They're trying to become citizens, but yet can't because the bureaucratic system that allows that to happen is taking so long, costs so much, it's almost making the American dream of being a citizen unattainable. And now you want to call them criminals. How is that justified?
Charlie, the fact that they born you for Yonki doesn't make you successful. Have you ever wondered why immigrants come here and they are doing much more better than the people who were born, bred and schooled in America? I know come Yonki and cannot not say then get Zongo schools like the way we get some for Ghana. Charlie, Yonki, there's a saying that you eat from where you are. So the environment you find yourself, your zip code determines the school you go. Won't mean sorry in case who call school papa be no jazongo na mobile. Charlie, the way the local people, some of them they suffer for a year. The first work to school, I know they mean say wouldn't my idea and I say you qualify for a better job. The way some they struggle for a year, no joke. Look, so Ubesha yen bad, the energy, the zeal, the Charlie energy be a bad boy Juma or Hano. If the same way the people then they know. If they go back to Africa or somewhere, them too, they go put the same energy they make them. Charlie, moving from your comfort zone, there's nothing that beats that energy. Charlie, for us to move here and do certain kind of jobs, not be easy. Back home, we not go fit do those jobs. So the people here, the same thing. If they say me then do certain jobs, they can. because they can't find themselves doing certain jobs, seeing their schoolmates, friends, families, seeing them, Charlie. So for you to be successful, if you think Yonki no they be for you, you go back home. America is not for everybody. Abroad be different. Ghana go fit be abroad for somebody them born out for here. Until you wahana nyama and kwajo, you go fit pack your things and relocate. It be very possible. It happens. Who will feel it happen? Charlie likely look for Quina Bra America. Yonki, Edda, Ebefa.